Hey friends, it's Lena from wiscobujo and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to do my March plan with me, so let's grab your bujo and your supplies and let's get it. So for this month, I was really stuck between doing a matcha snacks theme and a bakery theme, and so I put it on my stories on Instagram and most of you voted for the bakery theme. So I made this kind of tester page for all my brown and beige markers to see which colors would work best for this theme. Let's get started with my March cover page and the quote page. As you can see here, I've already pre-cut all the tabs out of my bullet journal. So for this month, I needed 5 tabs. So since there are 40 squares going down, I cut each tab to be 8 squares wide, and I did not put any washi tape or anything on it yet because I didn't know what the color scheme was going to look like, so I didn't want to put a washi tape that didn't match the color scheme of the doodles of this page. This theme was super doodle heavy, so I'm using my trusty Pigma Micron pens. They are in the size 01 and 005. They are the brown color Pigma Micron pens, not black, because I have come to find that my scheme of my overall flat lay and pictures is more of a browny, like neutral tone, so I feel that the brown color is a lot softer than black, so I actually have not been using any black pens for my previous theme. So February I used all brown pens, and then now March I'm using brown pens again. As I was thinking about what I wanted my March theme to look like, I wanted to challenge myself to do a more doodle / heavy drawing theme because my past 2 themes have had layered elements. For January, it was completely all like a layering junk journal type theme. And then for February, I did this like vintage rose mail theme. So there were still other paper elements in there, like vintage book pages and a lot of washi tapes. But I did integrate some more doodles. But for this one, I drew out everything. And it was definitely a challenge because there were so many moments where I was like, I could just use a sticker or a pet tape or a washi tape here, but I really wanted to challenge myself to draw more. So as you can see, I am doodling everything out for this cover page. Part of the reason why I wanted to do a more doodle heavy theme is because I'm going back to my second job mid-March, and that will go till about August, September. So I won't have as much time for those months, so I probably will be doing more, you know, like layering themes or half layering, half doodle themes. So this month is just kind of like, you have time, so let's go for it. And yeah, that is the reason why. I've actually been wanting to do a bakery theme for quite a while. I thought of this theme like back in fall of 2021, but I just didn't find the right month to do it because usually for like the winter months, I like to do more like holiday themed, or at least like themes that are close to the season. So with, you know, December and then February, those had like kind of holiday elements inside those themes. So for this one, I wanted to do kind of like not a spring theme. I usually always do like a greenish type theme for March. So you know what? I was like, I'm not gonna do green this time. And you know, it's crazy because I did think I wanted to do that matcha sweets theme, and you all pushed me towards bakery theme, so I went towards this one. And I'm really digging like all the browns and oranges and all of these types of colors that I don't really use as a full palette. I usually do more like, I think like sand colored, nude, like chocolate espresso brown. So yeah, these are kind of like more orangey browns with this kind of funky yellowy beige. So they ended up working out and they fit very perfectly. In terms of inspiration, I already kind of had these like bakery stickers. I was going through a phase where I was buying all bakery themed stationery, and that was like back in the fall because, you know, I feel like bakery themes are more like fall-esque, maybe because it has to do with like harvest and everything. So I was going through a phase where I was buying like all brown stationery, and I bought tons of bread / bakery themed stationery, and I had some of these pet tapes and stickers that were just like perfect. So I used those as a reference for these doodles. The pet tapes and stickers definitely look better because they're more like watercolory, where I had to use marker. Well, I didn't have to use marker, but I wasn't really in the mood to use watercolor or gouache this time around because I was just feeling lazy, I guess. But that was kind of a hard thing to debate because I was like, should I break out my watercolors and do watercolor for the coloring portion of my theme? And I was just like, because watercolor for like small elements like these doodles can be pretty time consuming and it's a lot, and I felt like if I did do watercolors that I would have kind of like dragged my feet to do these themes. Plus you have to wait for everything to dry. But the nice thing is that it looks more blended when you use watercolor versus using these brush marker and pens, because it has like that streaky look, and the streaky look I don't mind too much because it kind of gives it like texture, but I really want to blend some parts of the bread here and it didn't turn out the way I wanted to with marker, but whatever. I think it looks okay. Like, it's not perfect, but it's still cute and little, and you know, it fits the color scheme, so whatevs. Okay, anyways, we are on to my quote page. I just wanted to do a really simple quote page because I felt like it was kind of already busy on the right side with all the little doodles, so I just wanted to do a cute little quote and a small little doodle in the center, and I think it works out nicely because it's not like overtaking from the cover page. And the quote says, "Baking is love made edible," which is cute and adorable and all, but I actually don't really bake at all. I don't do any of the cooking in my house, you guys. Like, my fiance, my amazing partner, does all the cooking in our house because he enjoys doing it, and it's not like I hate it, I just don't care to do it, and if he enjoys cooking, then why not? You know, you should have always equal partnership in household chores and duties. But anyways, end rant. I feel like I'm like extra chatty tonight because I'm doing this voiceover at 12 a.m. on Thursday. So yeah, I'm posting this video later in the day because I was really busy all day and I was getting ready to go to my trip to Denver this evening, and I didn't find time to do my voiceover, and there were some things I need to do before I could even film or record my voiceover. So now I'm doing it late at night, procrastinating per usual. So here I am, extra chatty, talking a lot. Sorry if I was or am being kind of annoying because I'm talking a lot for this video, but if that bothers you, you can always just, you know, hit mute or play some music instead of listening to me talk. But yeah. Back to my drawing. So for this cloth here, I tried to make the cloth look like it has like folds and stuff, so I guess kind of a more 3D effect instead of just like a flat cloth. But I have come to find that drawing folds and doing the shading and stuff for folds for things like blankets and cloths and scarves and stuff is pretty challenging, and I don't know if it looked that great, but it will have to do. And now we are moving on to our monthly spread and our first weekly spread. For a really long time, I used to do big 2-page monthly spreads. Like, I just do like a 5x5 square for each one, you know, and there's 30 squares or 31 for whatever number of days of the month there are. And I would make it would look pretty and nice and aesthetic, and then I would never go back to it. Like, after I wrote in all my events for that month, I just end up never looking at it ever again for that month. And you know, it kind of takes up a lot of space, and ever since I did my, I want to say my May theme of 2021, I've basically done all 1-page monthly spreads. And, you know, it still has enough space for me to write like my events for that month, and I don't really use it for like functional purposes. Like, I know like some people do like a 1-page monthly spread, but then on the right side or left side, whatever facing the monthly spread is, they'll do like goals for the month or whatever, you know, but I don't really use those either. So I was just like, I'll just do 1-page monthlies from now on, but I'm kind of curious. So if you guys could tell me in the comments, do you prefer 1-page monthlies or 2-page monthlies? Do you prefer to write a lot more, or do you kind of just use it for, you know, penciling in your events for the beginning of the month and then, you know, leaving it at that? I mean, I basically only use my bullet journal for like monthly and weekly planning, so this works out fine for me. I don't have much left to comment on in terms of this monthly and 1-page weekly spread, so I'll just check back in when we move on to my next spread. Enjoy the tunes for now. Hi, hello, it's me again. Did you miss me? Okay, that was kind of corny, but you know, I'm back, you know, from 2-3 minutes ago, and we are moving on to my first full 2-page weekly spread. So for that monthly spread, I didn't really know what to put on the other side of the page, so that's why I went with the 1-pager, but I usually use 2-pagers for my weeklies. And for this weekly spread, it is my first example that I used in my last video I posted. So if you haven't checked it out already, please check out my video. It is called, 15 weekly layouts that you can use in your bullet journal today. And I put a lot of thought and effort into making that video because I've always wanted some insight on how to set up my spreads as I do each plan with me at the beginning of the month. And I think it's a good reference point for thinking about what theme you want to do, how you want to incorporate that theme, and then what weekly layouts would look best for that theme. So from that video, this is the first weekly spread that I did. It's a super simple quadrant on each page type spread. It has the 2 lines through the center of each page, and that's basically it. And then I added some doodles in there, so all my cute little bread bakery doodles I just kind of incorporate into the theme. In terms of placement on where to put the doodles, I've done this spread before. I think it's the 4th time I've done this spread, so I basically just use all my old spreads as a reference and put all the doodles in the same spots as all the other ones, and it works out pretty perfectly. I tend to stick to the same weekly layout styles just because I know what works and what doesn't, so kind of a person of habit. But Sometimes I do try to venture out there and try something new in terms of different types of spreads. So what I'll do is I'll just go on Instagram and check out other bullet journalers' Instagram accounts and just scroll through their feed and try to find something that catches my eye. It might work with my theme, and then I try to recreate it. And of course, I always give credit. One of my favorites is Leela Journals. She always has such innovative and creative ideas, and I always try to use her as an inspiration or a reference point when I'm trying to incorporate new ideas into my bujo. Alright, so now back to my tabs, and we gotta dress them up and make them look nice because they're a little naked right now, so it's a great way to incorporate stickers and stationery. I mentioned earlier that I had a phase of buying brown and bakery themed stationery back in the fall, and this bread themed washi tape roll is perfect, and I had no use for it besides like including it in pen pal letters until now. So it fits perfectly. The color scheme is just chef's kiss, perfect match. You know, gotta give myself a pat in the back there, and it worked out perfectly for it. And these are stickers actually, so I bought a printable from Audrey Okia's Etsy shop, and I just printed it out on some matte sticker paper, and now I'm using it in my bullet journal, and it worked out perfectly. The thing that kind of sucks when I'm using my printer instead of like buying the actual sticker sheet from other Etsy shops is that my printer doesn't print as vibrantly in terms of the colors. It's a little bit more muted, so I wonder if that's a printer problem or ink problem. I don't know. I'm not really savvy in that type of stuff, so I guess I'll have to check it out when I'm in the mood to, because, you know, I'm just going to forget until I have to print something out again and, you know, use it in my bujo. Now I'm just punching out the corners to round out the edges of the pages to make it look nice and pretty. I was really debating if I should add washi tape into my spreads, and after adding the washi to my tabs, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it because why not? I have the washi tape, so I'm just gonna try to stick it in some places where it will look nice and take up some space. And this little piece of paper on the right here is just leftover release paper from my sticker sheets that I print out the printables on. So I just like to use that when I'm cutting these little washi tape strips, because it's always nice to like cut the width, like the thickness of the washi tape to kind of give it some variance. And I think it looks nicer because it's kind of a lot to like put the whole like width of the entire washi tape roll in there. So that's what that paper is used for. It's for all my leftovers, and then if I do any other future spreads, I can just pick up some of the pieces I left on there and use it for later. And you know, we're not wasting and tossing the little extra bits. And I didn't like that last one because I was using this brown washi, so I switched it out. And somehow I have talked my way through to close to the end of this video and onto the flip through of this theme. So we're back to my cover page and my quote page. The washi tape and stickers looks so nice on the tabs and fits perfectly with the color scheme of my doodles. So I'm very happy with the results of how all of that turned out. Goodness. Here's the 1-page monthly spread and the 1-page weekly spread. I think it turned out pretty nicely. I hope the weekly spread will have enough space for me to write, but I guess we'll find out next week. And then we're back to our full 2-page weekly spread. So yeah, I think it turned out really nicely, and I hope you enjoyed watching me doodle my way through my March plan with me. And if you liked this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!